find it in Mike Sapang's karaoke suite. I'll try to hurry up with the rest of the videos. This was a promotion video from a company called Manga Entertainment back when they started.
One video company single-handedly popularized a new genre. Experience now the manga effect.
Now I'm seeing everything. That's what's been beating around inside my head all this time. I don't believe it. Unbelievable.
They're still around.
Yeah. That does it for video games, kind of for anime clips. Really shortly, the video game clips.
Ladies and
At
gentlemen.
E3 2006 last year, Sony made a fool of itself. This is that foolishness summed up.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hans Tarai.
Ridge Racer! The essence of the PlayStation DNA is real change, and the consumers are ready. Genji 2 is an action game which is based on Japanese history. Ridge Racer! Being based on history, the stages of the game will also be based on famous battles which actually took place in ancient Japan. So here's this giant enemy crab. Ridge Racer! And you attack its weak point for massive damage. It's Ridge Racer! Ridge Racer! PlayStation 3 will retail for $599 US, $599 US, $599 US. Giant enemy crab. $599 US. It's Ridge Racer! Ridge Racer!
And you can kind of see they tried to highlight some really insignificant points. Next,
Spoiler?
Spoilers. If anyone's never played IS-7, Final Fantasy 7, one of the main characters dies in the series.
Hey, it only started. She was really good too. Take all that time to level her up.
Anyway, the main character dies, which is really sad. Kind of really sad event in the video game.
Invincibility. Of course it's
This is the most famous scene in video game.
Keep in mind this was made in 1997, so compared to today's,
Now this dude's the hero. Where's the blood? Sad thing is she's usually the healer.
if you go up, down, stars, graphics are so good.
Now it has such state-of-the-art
kind of a big deal because they don't really kill off characters in that video game at all. It's kind of hard to believe that game's 10 years old now too. And lastly, I'm just going to show the last half of this is a clip from one of the dancing games I'm involved in the Groove. Someone hacked the machine, put in their own songs, and the level of athleticism involved in this game is just uncanny. I guess questions?
They presented on two things.
Yeah.
Why is it some of the more popular animes like Bebop, Shotgun, and Evangelion only go for one season? I know it's hard to continue a series when your main characters are dead. Like, still, why do a lot of the more popular animes only go for one season when others go for 2?
It's normally up. I would imagine it's normally up to the whoever produces the series. It's always good to continue a series for a certain amount of time. This is why, like for instance, Cowboy Bebop has other media such as manga, and a lot of fans saw the need to continue the series, so they do their own doujinshi or fan-made manga. So it's really up to them, but I think it's sometimes good for just to end some good things sometimes.
I'm not a very large anime watcher, but from what I saw, it seemed like a lot of it centered around violence. A lot of violence, and very gruesome violence. Is that popular in Japanese culture? Is that what they?
It has its own niche series. People, manga entertainment just happens to cater to that kind of audience in the United States. But like all other media formats, in American media, you have your extreme violence, TV series and things like that. So it's the same sort of niche market in Japan. It's not incredibly popular, but there are people who watch it.
Do you see, like, you said on there that anime pretty much is coming into its own and starting to go into other places? Do you see it taking over, or is it going to be because, like, if you watch cartoons, you notice that anything that has like G.I. Joe, it looks anime style. Justice League, it looks anime style. Is that going that way?
Well, there are some, like you said, anime-inspired series in the United States, such as Teen Titans looks very anime-ish. It's pretty clear that when you watch these, they weren't using some cheap budget. They were actually putting some effort into the series. But I don't really see it as taking over. More so,